Nearly 30 years after the disappearance of the colony at Roanoke, King James I granted the Virginia Company a charter to make another go at establishing an English satellite in the Chesapeake region. On May 13, 1607, the colonists settled on a small peninsula in the James River, about 60 miles from the mouth of Chesapeake Bay.
The chief design of all parties concerned was to fetch away the treasure from thence, aiming more at sudden gain than to form any regular colony.
The adventurers who came to Virginia were more interested in panning for gold than planting crops. When winter arrived, no land had been cleared, no houses built, and the fort stood upon a malaria-infested swamp. Half of the original colonists perished before the end of that first year. The relatively obscure John Smith then stepped in to fill the leadership void.
He argued that he was crucial to the salvation of the colony, and I'm not sure he's completely wrong on that. He describes how he reorganized the colony in that everyone was forced to work. He argued that the relationship that he established with, as he called him, the great emperor, Powhatan, was of crucial importance. And I think he may have been the only person in the colony who could have established that relationship. Powhatan saw the coming of the Jamestown colonists, particularly since they seemed so disorganized and largely incapable, as an opportunity to gain trade goods, especially weapons and tools. And he anticipated, I think, that Jamestown would remain a small military outpost, easily controllable by him, because the colonists were totally reliant on Indian supplies of food.
But even after the Algonquins had come to the aid of the English, the colonists did not cease committing acts of aggression against the Indian people.
Captain Smith, you are come to destroy my country, and so much affrighted all my people as they dare not visit you. What will it avail you to take that by force you may quickly have by love, or to destroy them that provide you with food?
The next winter, Jamestown came close to going the way of Roanoke. Only 60 of the original 500 settlers survived the winter of 1609, later called the Starving Time.
Hunger drove men to dig up corpses from their graves and to eat them. Others licked up the blood that had fallen from their weaker fellows. One man, he killed his wife, salted her, and had eaten her before it was known. Whether she was better roasted or boiled, I know not. But such a dish as salted wife, I never heard of.
After the first disastrous decade, the Virginia Company moved to reorganize the whole colonial enterprise.
And what they do at that point is divide up the land, and they offer land to anybody who will come, 50 acres, after you've served your term of servitude. And that's something that you would never, ever have achieved in England. And everybody who imports someone, everybody who pays someone's passage gets 50 acres. And so the genius of this scheme, if I may put it that way, is that they tie ownership of the land, either as an investor or as a colonist, to actually putting labor on that land. In other words, what they have come to realize is that there is no treasure, and there's not going to be any treasure, and that the only way to make Virginia, or America in general, pay in these latitudes is to put labor from the old world into that land and create a product.
The hard times began to ease in 1612 when John Rolfe, future husband of Powhatan's daughter, Pocahontas, successfully cultivated a marketable variety of tobacco. Suddenly, the colonists now found the will to plow the soil, and the more tobacco the colonists produced, the more profit they garnered. Profit then enabled plantation owners to support more labor, which in turn enabled more tobacco production.
They spread over the land with a rapidity that no one, certainly not Powhatan, could have imagined. And by 1622, both sides of the James River for 70 miles up to the site of present-day Richmond are settled with plantations. Because in Virginia, it's not just sheer land, it's that land along the rivers that really matters, because those are the communications arteries. Those are the way you get your crops to market. Control of the land along the rivers is what is crucial for both Indians and English. And the English are pushing the Indians off that land. Powhatan didn't live to see this. He died in 1618. So in 1622, it's his successor, Opechancanough, who coordinated this great Indian attack to try to turn back this wave of settlement that is essentially pushing the Indians off the land that they have cultivated for many, many centuries. And so the great uprising of 1622 is in direct response to the tobacco success and the growth of the settlement.